Welcome in, everybody. Welcome to the Phightins Final. I'm your host, Mike Laro. Phils look good in the beginning. Bullpen blows this game to smithereens. Good Lord. 6 runs in the last 2.5 innings. This Phillies bullpen gives up tonight. Phils fall to the Reds 7-4 tonight. We're going to get into it. I don't know what they need to do with Nick Castellanos, but they need to do something. This dude is just not hitting. Sir Anthony Dominguez needs to be sent back down to the minors. We cannot have him put in any more pressure situations. He needs to be taken out of that role. The Phillies bullpen in a whole tonight was just bad, very bad. Spencer Turnbull did not deserve this outcome tonight. He pitched great. We're going to get into it, but this was probably one of the worst games that I've seen with this bullpen. And I heard Ruben Amaro mention something on the telecast saying, well, they didn't really pitch a whole lot. I'm not trying to hear that. Somebody's got to be sharp in that bullpen. The starting pitching that the Phillies have gotten over the last 2 weeks, the bullpen hasn't been used that much. I'm sorry. They need to stay sharp. Alvarado looked horrible. Sir Anthony Dominguez, like I just said, I don't want to see him in another pressure situation. God. Strom, he didn't look good tonight. Soto wasn't too bad. I'll give him that. Gregory Soto wasn't too bad. I felt like he was getting pinched a lot tonight. For some odd reason, that Randazzo behind the plate was kind of all over the place. And his strike zone was really kind of but it was for both teams. It wasn't just against the Phillies. So I'm not going to blame the umpire there. I'm just saying he had a weird strike zone in general tonight. And not slowing that guy down in the 8th inning, Sutter, when obviously he was not giving him time. When the opposing catcher has to look back at the umpire going, dude, what are you doing? You're not giving us enough time. There's something wrong there. And Garrett Stubbs is not somebody that causes trouble. So again, tonight, Phillies bullpen, man, 6 runs in 2.5 innings. They batted around in the 6th inning. I'm sorry. No, I understand bullpens have a bad night, but the whole bullpen can't have a bad night. And I'm a little heated at Topper too, because when Sir Anthony wasn't going so well, you could see that he clearly didn't have his stuff. Why did he not throw somebody else up in there? Why did he not have Strom at least warming up? I feel like the reason Strom pretty much that he didn't do well, I don't feel like he had enough time to warm up. He was rushing to get loose. And it just baffles my mind. I like Rob. I do. But some of his decisions sometimes, you've really left scratching your head. If you see your guy doesn't have it after the second batter, get somebody up, man. Make him go 4 batters max. And he didn't. He kind of left Sir Anthony out there to hang. We're going to get into it. So here we go. We're going to do a box score right now. Top of the first, boom. Singles in Trey Turner, who was hit by a pitch, was up. Phillies are up 1-0. Top of the third, again, Alec Bohm, who, by the way, tonight, 4 for 4. He's the only Philly that was hitting. Alec Bohm looked like he was the only one who wanted to play. I don't know. To me, tonight, anybody else out there feel like tonight was a throwaway game? Like if it was a getaway day game? Because that lineup they had in there, holy Lord. We'll get into that in a minute too. So anyway, top of the third, RBI double by Bohm. Kyle Schwarber would score. Phillies would go up 2-0. Bottom of the third, Benson would take a Spencer Turnbull to deep right center field, cutting the lead to 2-1. Excuse me, guys. And it would stay that way to the top of the 6th inning when everybody's whipping boy around here, Johan Rojas, would single in Merrifield, giving the Phillies a 3-1 lead. Spencer Turnbull would leave the game bottom of the 6th. He wouldn't even come back out. So his bottom line for the night was 5 runs, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, and 8 strikeouts on 89 pitches. Good enough for him to win. He left with the win. Bottom of the 6th, this is where it falls apart for the Phillies. The Reds would, Espinal would single in Stevenson and Encarnacion stand. Benson would single in Espinal. That would give the Reds the first one I just said. Espinal singles in, scored in 2. Stevenson and Encarnacion stand. That would tie the game at 3, right there. And then right after him, Benson would single in Espinal, and the Reds would jump on. Basically, they would get the winning run right there, because after that, they really didn't look back. De La Cruz would double to deep right center, scoring Fairchild, giving the Reds a 5-3 lead. And then top of the 7th, Merrifield would double in Turner. It would cut the lead to 5-4. That was the closest the Phillies came. Espinal would add a sac fly in the bottom of the 7th. Bottom of the 8th, Steer would add a sac fly. Also, De La Cruz would steal 2 bases, which, by the way, he was close twice to being thrown out. The second one that he stole third, I say he was safe. That first one, he was out. I don't care what anybody says. I don't think it was interference. He had a lane to slide. He was out on that one. That was definitely a bad call. So Steer would end the sacrifice, and the Reds would go up 7-4. That would be your final. So again, guys, that's basically right there. 6 runs, 2/3 or 2.5 innings for this Phillies bullpen. I can't even talk. I'm so angry about this. I am so angry. Rob Thompson, it looked like no matter who they brought in, it didn't matter. I thought Soto probably threw the ball the best coming in. He was kind of getting pinched on that inside corner. Wasn't really getting the calls on that inside corner. But he probably looked the best out of any of them. Alvarado looked bad. Strom, I believe, looked bad, but I told you why I felt like he looked bad. He was rushed. I don't think he had proper time to get loose. Okay. So Anthony didn't look good at all. I mean, I don't know what the thinking was of how these guys didn't just get these guys up a little earlier. Like, I don't understand that thinking. So we're going to get into some stuff, guys. But before we do that, just want to let you guys know, that's right, May 11th, the pre and post game at the Streetlight Kitchen and Bar, 5400 Fern Boulevard in Drexel Hill. That's right, at the Drexel Brook Event Center, connected with the Holiday Inn and Suites. Make sure you guys get out there. That's right, it's on a Saturday this time, May 11th, starting time 2:30. We will be in the house. So if you have a mom or your wife, your mother, bring them out. It's a great place to go get brunch. We will be out on the patio, weather permitting. It's supposed to be a really nice day. Future forecast, as Al said earlier, if you were watching their show. We will be in the house for pre and post game Phightins final. Make sure you come out to the Streetlight Kitchen and Bar. And I can attest, their smash burger to die for. Got to come out there. So make sure you come out to see us there. And of course, guys, if you want to go to the game when they're back home, go to sherrystickets.com. That's right, www.sherrystickets.com. Great prices, no hidden fees. Family owned and operated since 1946. And you save an additional 10% with using that great promo code EOP10. That's right, EOP10. So make sure you get over to sherrystickets.com. And they have other stuff as well, like concerts and theater tickets. Make sure you get over to those guys. And if you want to go on the road and see our Fightin' Phils, here's a good one right here. Saturday, June 15th, day trip. What better way in the beginning of June, or I should say the middle of June, you get on the bus, you take a trip an hour and a half south, you go down to Camden Yards to go see the Phightins and the Orioles lock up in a weekend series down there. You get to go down there for the Saturday game, up and back, and for a really low price. I'm actually thinking about doing this trip myself. I know Al was talking about maybe doing it as well. Go to Philly Sports Trips. Eagle schedule will be coming out probably within the next 2-3 weeks. We already know where they're going. You're going to have the dates, so you might be able to book one of those as well. Again, guys, and if you don't want to go to Baltimore, hey, in July they're hitting Wrigley Field for July 4th weekend. What better way to celebrate Independence Day than in the Windy City watching our Phightins play at the iconic Wrigley Field? So, guys, once again, go to phillysportstrips.com. Again, even like I said, their tailgates are amazing. They have tailgates. Their price packaging is very affordable, guys. Make sure you go there. And that's right, Saturday, May 25th, Wiffle Ball Mania returns to Dolan's with Mickey Morandini returning. And this time he's not coming alone. He's bringing the Crucker. That's right. John Kruk will be in the house at Dolan's Saturday, May 25th, 24 East Sellers Avenue in Ridley Park. Guys, I had good enough fortunes of being there a year ago. Definitely come out to Dolan's. It's a great time for a great cause. You get to go play some wiffle ball, and you get to shoot 2 members of the 93 Phillies. That's always a good time. And guys, for all your legal representation, make sure you reach out to www.cherryinjurylaw.com, or you can call David Archerry at 610-565-0300 for workers' compensation, motor vehicle accidents, personal injury, and criminal law. Give David a call and let them know that the guys over at Edge of Philly sent you. All right, guys, we had to pay bills. I'm sorry, but you know what? Now that we're done, like I said, we got one more thing, and this is my Broad Street bottom line. Bottom line is this: the bullpen stunk. Didn't matter who it was. I thought, again, Gregory Soto was probably the best of them. Other than that, so guys, we're going to get to your comments, but first I want to do. I'm going to get to the scoreboard real quick, so this way I can focus just on you guys and your comments. So right now we're going to bring up the scores. Here we go. Earlier today, it was the Cardinals beating the Diamondbacks 5-1. The Mets over the Giants 8-2. It was the Orioles getting by the Anaheim Angels 6-5. The Red Sox shutting out Cleveland 8-0. It was the Brewers 3-2 over the Pirates. Of course, the Phillies losing in Cincinnati 7-4. It was the Dodgers 11, the Nationals 2. It was the Rays beating the Tigers 7-5. The Yankees beat the Athletics 7-3. Right now, in the bottom of the 10th, it is a 3-3 game in Atlanta. In Chicago, the Cubs are doubling up right now on the Astros. It's 4-2 at the end of 7. The Twins are beating the White Sox 6-3. They're in the bottom of the 8th. The Royals are beating the Blue Jays 3-2 in the bottom of the 8th. Rangers got a 2-1 lead over the Mariners. And the Padres right now are up 4-0, top of the 6th over the Rockies. So there is your scoreboard for today, guys. Whew. Now let's get to these comments because I'm pretty sure you guys are ready. You guys are, oh, man, you guys are fired up here, man. Joe Hale checking in saying tough loss. Not as tough as you probably think, Joe. Again, we would I'd beg to differ. With that, I feel like the Phillies just, it was bad. It was so bad. The wife checking in. Hello, honey. Hope you're feeling better. Wife's been under the weather there. Star Wars saying keep Turnbull in the rotation. I agree with you. He said Bone with 4 for 4. He was. This team can't play Cachet and Sosa, Rojas, Stubbles. This was a bad lineup. I agree with you there. I think you can play them, but not all together. I know they were facing a really tough lefty today, but where was JT Realmuto? I don't understand why JT Realmuto wasn't in this game. Unless I'm missing something of an injury or something, but I don't understand why he wasn't in this game. But I will say this: Sosa had a couple hits tonight, so I'm not going to get on him. Rojas had a hit tonight, but Pache and Stubbs, batting wise, they were horrible. They were horrible tonight in this lineup. Elephant in the room. I hate Rob Thompson. Elephant in the room. That's a great one. Zach checking in says abysmal effort all around. Bad hitting, bad fielding, bad umpire. I'm not going to say bad pitching. I'll say bad bullpen, bad lineup. I don't know about bad fielding. I mean, a lot of those balls that were hit by the Reds, a lot of them were dying. I will say De La Cruz got a hold of one. Holy cow, man. He sent one there. So I agree with, a few of them. Bad hitting, other than, Bohm, Sosa, Trey Turner. Trey Turner was on base twice, but he only had a hit. Rojas had a hit. Everybody else. Castellanos has got to do something. I don't care if you sit him. You got to do something with this dude. He is just bad. Every time he got up tonight, I had no faith in him getting it going. And I'm a Cassidy guy. I watched this dude his whole career at different spots, man. I've always liked him. Always thought he was a good ball player. It's just one of those things, man. He's starting to remind me of all these players that look good everywhere else, but when they get to your team, you're like, what is going on? And it really kind of makes me think now, too, like, Castellanos, we signed him for the money that we signed him, but there's a reason why he's been on so many teams. Between Detroit, between Chicago, he played in Cincinnati for a couple of years. This dude has to literally have to go somewhere else and kind of rebrand himself. But I think he needs to. They got to sit him because he's really hurting the lineup. Elephant says make Ryan Sandberg look like Connie Mack. I don't know about that now. Come on, Elephant. 4 for 4. 4 for 4 to an 0-5 guy. Yeah. Alec Bohm is my hero. Casey Tap, Sean. All right. If you're playing splits against teams like the Reds, don't even bother shooting for a championship. Well, I will say this, man. The Reds got a good team. I actually took the Reds to win the Central this year, and I think they can win the Central. They got a very good team, and you saw their bullpen. Their bullpen's pretty darn good. I mean, they're pretty shut down. So I'm not going to kill the Phillies for not winning this game. I mean, you're looking at the last 14 games; they're 11-3. You can't really kill them. It is a game. This is ebb and flows of a season, dude. That's going to happen. Joe Hale says Phillies need to sit Nick Castellanos. I agree with you. He says Sir Anthony sucks. I think Sir Anthony needs to take a trip down the minors. I think they need to do with him what they did to Alvarado a couple years ago. Kid's head's not right. He's trying different grips with this slider, and it's just not working. Send him down there. Pache, Sosa, and Merrifield 2 days in a row. Maybe they're giving these guys off. I mean, I know tonight they faced a pretty tough left-hander. And the guy, the kid that went for the Reds tonight, Lodoto, he's had a pretty good record against the Phillies. So I don't mind him. Mike Green saying Casty sucks. Schwarber. I thought Schwarber played a pretty decent game. He had a couple hard hit balls. If you're going to do that, then take Turner or Schwarbs and move them down. No way Castellanos says current should be. No, I agree with you. Castellanos shouldn't be. He should be batting 7th. I would have moved Sosa in front of him. Like, I'd have kept him at 7. Like, he's definitely better than Pache, and he's definitely better than Pache. He's definitely better than Rojas and Stubbs. I definitely would have did that. But for them, I mean, to me, I don't understand the reasoning. If anything, you win tonight's game. Tomorrow is the game for me that I would, you have Zach Wheeler going tomorrow. I mean, I don't understand why you would have to sit. You would have to sit all you Stott and Marsh. I didn't understand that. Again, to me, it just seems like Robbie didn't push all the right buttons on this one. Whit Merrifield batting fifth. Yeah, I didn't understand that either. I would have dropped him down too. Like I would have rather had Sosa batting fifth in this lineup tonight. He ended up getting 2 hits. I mean, again, I'm waiting for this Whit Merrifield that everybody's so high about to show up. I mean, does he got to wait till it's June too, like the rest of this team? Defense sucks. Bullpen sucks. Rob Thompson has to go. Rob Thompson's not throwing the ball. The only thing I can blame Thompson for is not having somebody get up sooner with Sir Anthony and cutting and making the damage minimal. That's the only thing I can blame Rob Thompson for on this. As far as the bullpen, no, them dudes got to throw strikes. And I'm sorry. Sir Anthony didn't have it. Strom didn't have it when he came in, although he kind of regained himself a little bit. He started getting it. Schwarber don't suck, but he's better than Casty. Anthony, don't call me sir, has stunk the last 2 years. Well, he's coming off an injury, Walter. So, yeah, I would say he did stink, especially coming back last year. He came back off of Tommy John. So it takes a while to come back from that. I think he needs to go down and get his confidence back. I think his confidence is shaken to the core. Star Wars, Schwarber does suck. Well, Mike, that's your opinion. Schwarber had a single. That's what I said. This is definitely not even a top 5 bullpen. You're saying it's not a top 5 bullpen, but, I mean, if you look at it, this is the first time the Phillies have lost 2 games in a row since the first 2 games of the year. I mean, well, how many strikeouts he have? How many strikeouts did who have, Mike? You're going to have to probably tell me that. How do you think so? You're trying to ask me how the hell do I think he just looked better? His ball was around the plate more. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't he was getting squeezed on that inside corner. He says 1 strikeout, 1 walk, 1 hit. Yeah, but so super sloppy at third. Yeah, I'm not too keen on his defense at third, Elephant. I do believe that. I can tell you why he sucks, okay? How about De La Cruz? Well, yeah, De La Cruz is really – that kid is just – I'll tell you what. He did his thing tonight, man. He really did. He did his thing. He got in position. That ball he hit in the sixth inning, by the way, that ball was smoked. And I'm sorry. I think if that was here, I think that ball was out. I really do. Who pitches tomorrow for the Phillies, Joe? You know what? Let me find out real quick there for you, buddy. I believe it should be Zach Wheeler going tomorrow. Because Turnbull went today, so I can always check for you. I'll give you your probables for tomorrow. Yep. Nick Martinez for the Reds and Zach Wheeler. So Zach Wheeler will be pitching tomorrow. Cassie only has 1. He's the only one that hasn't had a day off. What's that about? I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe he's looking. Freddie Burns checking in. What's up, Freddie? Great stuff, Mike. Thank you, Freddie. I know you guys were doing your show, man, when this implosion was happening. And I'll tell you what, just be thankful you guys were live on Edge of Philly, on your EOP show, talking everything you were talking. Because if you would have been watching this game, you probably would have been throwing stuff at the TV. Is there anyone in the minor leagues worth calling up? Not right yet. I think it's a little too early in the year right now to start worrying about who's in the minor leagues. Rob Thompson ain't going anywhere. Rob Thompson is responsible for these pitchers. He also hasn't addressed this base running. The base running, yes, I can agree with that. Trey Turner getting picked off, like he's got to stop doing that. He's got to stop doing that. And another thing, Mike, I'm going to go against you here. He's not throwing the ball. The only thing you can fault him for is not getting Strom up sooner when Sir Anthony was struggling. If you want to criticize him for doing that, you can do that. He don't throw the ball over the plate. He's not the one making those pitches. It is the pitchers themselves. They should have been ready. Strom wasn't ready. Okay. Sosa, when he came in, he looked erratic a little bit at first, but I felt like he's the one that probably recouped probably the quickest and probably looked the best. Alvarado looked horrible. Steven checking in. It says Reds don't have starting second baseman or third baseman. Matt McLean and Marte at third. Surgery for McLean and Marte. There you go, Steve. I take it Steve's probably a Reds fan. So if it is, buddy, tip of the cap. Good game tonight for you guys. But I'm just assuming, Steve, so you may not be, but you certainly know a lot about those Cincinnati Reds, which, by the way, I did say I picked them to win that division. I still think they're going to win that division. My favorite Yankees fan checking in. Eileen, how you doing, buddy? It's a rough one for me tonight. Elephant in the room. It's just the fact that you're up 4-1. Actually, they were up 3-1, and they are not. They were up 3-1. Spencer Turnbull did his job tonight. And you know what? I don't want to see Taijuan Walker in this either. Like, I'm sorry. You're going up the Lehigh Valley and you're pitching 6 innings, throwing and giving up 4 runs. No, I'm sorry. Was it 4 runs, 4 innings and 4 runs on like 100 and some odd pitches? Dude, you can go to the bullpen. I know the Phillies are paying him an awful lot of money, but Spencer Turnbull has earned the right to stay in this rotation. And I feel like Christian Sanchez has earned the right to stay in this rotation above Taijuan Walker. I've got a feeling that if they do put Walker back in this rotation, I got a feeling Christopher Sanchez is the odd man out. I don't know why. I just think Spencer Turnbull's had a better season overall so far. But I like both them, and I like them both. Star Wars saying Zach Wheeler. Sally checking in, saying Zach is in. If Rob had a choice, would he have recalled and started Nick Nelson? I don't know. Schwarber did not have a day off yet. Well, Schwarber's a DH. So he's a DH, Star Wars. He doesn't play the field. There you go. Bryce Harper should be back tomorrow. Tequila. I don't know if she had her baby. I do know he's not back tomorrow. He looks like he should be joining the team in San Diego this weekend, from what I'm hearing. That's what I'm about. Responsibility for pitchers. I know he doesn't throw the ball, but he also doesn't hit too. And no, he doesn't hit. But if you're looking at, dude, tonight the Phillies took themselves out of so many things. Again, Castellanos not hitting. When they went up 3-1, the Phillies could have blown this game wide open. You can't keep leaving runners on base. And it's the same thing with this Phillies team. Early on in the year, they get killed with leaving guys on base. And this is why, if you've been looking over the last couple of years, this is why they've been under 500 or not really. Like, I'm sorry, but the tough month now is coming ahead. They don't play well. They don't play well in the months in May. They turn it on. They look great in June and July, but in April and May, dude, especially May, they're horrible. And they got a pretty tough sledding going forward here. So, the Strider injury and Albies injury to the Braves, I believe, is huge. Especially, he's going to be, Strider's going for the year. He's not coming back this year, so you don't have to deal with him. Albies will be back within probably 2 months. He's got a broken foot or broken toe. He'll be back. That Braves team can mash. The Mets have come on. So again, Phillies, they got to keep this up. There we go. Elephant saying Spencer has earned a spot in this rotation. I agree with you. Bohm is a more consistent player. Yes, he is. I'll tell you what, I like the way Bohm is approaching the plate right now. My thing is with them not starting Marsh and Stott the last 2 nights too, I'm not liking that because I felt like Marsh was definitely hitting, and you give a guy 2 days off. That could be a little iffy with a guy like him. Like they brought him out for a pitch hit thing, which by the way, he got a hold of it, but it was just a little too short. Elephant in the room saying but runners in scoring position. You can't do that. That's like you're getting a quarter of your runs in. You got 16 guys on base. You got to get them in. And again, you want to go back and blame Robbie? Like I said, you had Stott on the bench. You had Stott on the bench. You had Marsh on the bench. You had JT on the bench. You could have brought JT up as a pinch hitter. You could have brought him up as a pinch hitter and not have to put him in the game. Like, are you really that worried about hurting, Cody Clemens? Okay, he's on the roster until Bryce gets back. You had options there. You had options. You could have done whatever. You had options, man. You had options. You could have taken Pache out. Merrifield could have went to left. Okay. Sosa could have moved to second. Bohm could have went. And the whole time, you put Cody Clemens in, he could play first. You need to get these runs across. Tonight, the Phillies thought they had enough with just getting 3 and not getting the rest of those runs in. It came back to bite them in the butt. Harper can't figure out the 9-month pregnancy thing. Sally said, I'm hearing tomorrow, but it could be Friday in San Diego. Again, Sally, you may be right. I heard he's definitely not playing tomorrow. So he may rejoin the team, but it's looking like he's probably going to be heading to San Diego to join them. I believe he's on the West Coast anyway. I believe he lives in Vegas in the off season. So they might be out there. I'm not sure. But I know they said even if he does rejoin the team, I don't think he's playing tomorrow. So we'll have to wait and see. Elephant in the room says that. Wow, man. Again, guys, final from tonight. You guys kept me on here 33 minutes, and I love you guys for it. One quick little reminder, guys, before I get out of here. Tomorrow, as you know, day game. Big Al Safiri will have you covered right after the day game in Cincinnati. And, of course, coming up this weekend, oh, man, look at this trio. Friday, we got Sal. Saturday, Big Al was back, Big Saturday. And, of course, my lovable partner from P&M and the AM, Pat Bernard, he will have you covered on Sunday for that Padres series. Matty B is away enjoying his birthday, which, by the way, happy belated birthday, Matty B. He will be joining us soon with that. Well, guys, listen, I got one more time. He's Star Wars saying Topper loves Sir Anthony. I don't care how he loves him. He needs to send them down. White Green Bro, love your stuff. Mike, thank you so much, man. Guys, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Not only we have a ton of coverage coming, and I have to advertise this. Already tomorrow we are doing, oh, man, where's it at? Where's it at? I got to go right here. Where's it at? Tomorrow, if you are like me, I will be all over the NFL draft and watching the Sixers. But, guys, make sure you tune in here. Oh, let me get Mike's comment out of the way real quick. These are our guys. That's right. Dibes, David Neese, Ryan Reese, Shane Half, Mark Henry Jr. Make sure you guys check them out. They will be on live tomorrow at 7 p.m. covering the draft like nobody else. And they will also be on Friday as well, covering round 2 and 3. So, guys, make sure you definitely check them guys out going forward. Well, guys, all I have to say is it has been real. It has been fun. And it's been my pleasure. I will see you guys Sunday morning, 9 o'clock p.m. in the a.m. Me and Pat Bernard. Are we both going to be in studio this week? I guess you'll have to tune in and find out. I'll see you guys then.